Gauteng's Department of Health says water supply to the Charlotte Maxeke Academic Hospital has been restored. The facility was forced to implement emergency measures, including diverting patients and elective surgeries after taps ran dry on Monday. Now, for a reaction on this, I'm now joined by Bongani Mazibuko, who's the Democratic Nursing Organization of South Africa's Gauteng Secretary. Bongani, thank you so much for your time and for joining us. So water has been restored back at Charlotte Maxeke, but just talk to us in terms of how nurses and healthcare workers were affected by this water shortage.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having us. It has been definitely a challenging period for the nurses and healthcare workers at the institution because water forms part of the integral use in the healthcare system in terms of having to wash your hands and so forth. So it was very difficult for them to be able to do their jobs without water. And we are glad that at least now things are, most of the hospital has received the water back and it's now at least functional.
And during that time, what contingency plans or protocols were followed in order for you to be able to still adhere to the hygienic standards that you needed to adhere to?
Hi, Katleho, you got cut off there?
I'm just saying in terms of the protocols and the contingency plans that were taken during the time of the shortage, what were nurses doing at the time to still ensure hygienic standards were kept to what they needed to be?
Well, they've got sanitizers that they need to use in between patients, and the hospital, working together with the city, they made sure that there's water that is brought to the hospital in terms of the water tankers and the jojos and so forth. But that is an inconvenience because it then means somebody else whose job is not to get water must now go and get the water. And it affects people because having to travel from, as you know, Charlotte Maxeke is a building, having to travel from one floor to another. And it's a problem because not only the issue of having to travel with the water, but people need to relieve themselves, and it becomes a challenge because it causes unsanitary situation in the wards as well, where the patients and the nurses are working. So it was a matter of importance that the water is restored as soon as possible.
And how has this shortage sort of underscored the broader infrastructure challenges that the hospital faces in terms of resource management? I mean, you speak about walking across an entire building just to get access to water. What has this highlighted?
It's a huge challenge, and it also poses occupational health and safety risks, you know. And I think Joburg Water needs to do more to make sure that we don't have challenges like this, but in particular with a hospital like Charlotte Maxeke, because it is surgeries having to be cancelled and postponed, and even for it to shut down, it means that the hospitals that are feeding to it are then also struggling and subjected to the challenges. It causes a ripple effect. It does not only then cause issues or problems for Charlotte Maxeke, but for the whole healthcare system that feeds onto Charlotte Maxeke. All the other hospitals around Gauteng, in that particular area of Gauteng, are affected as well.
Most certainly. And in terms of future planning, are there any recommendations as Denosa that you would make to the hospital that should a situation of this kind happen again, what could be done differently?
I think we've got faith that, I think about 2 weeks ago, yes, we do have faith in the department and the CEO, because there was a strategic planning session, and as Denosa, we were there. And we shared some insights and what we think should be done in terms of some of the challenges that we've identified within the department. So we believe that as stakeholders, we have been taken into confidence, and we do like the improvement that we are seeing currently, and with what is happening in the department. So we do believe that the department is going in the right direction, and it's just a matter of making sure that we work hand in hand and we take each other into confidence on issues like this. And we then want to just say, to call on Rainwater to say that they then need to speak together with the City of Johannesburg to make sure that the infrastructure is worked on and there's improvement on the infrastructure, so that the people of Gauteng are not subjected to challenges like this, in particular in the healthcare system, issues that would affect us being able to deliver healthcare to the people of this province.
Of course, and that's of paramount importance. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. That's Bongani Mazibuko, Democratic Nursing Organization of South Africa, the Gauteng Secretary, speaking to us there about some of the challenges that we're faced with the water challenge at the Charlotte Maxeke Hospital.